This is one of the most secretive and potentially destructive weapons in the world. It can sit at the bottom of the ocean for months without detection, silently stalking its prey before delivering a deadly payload in mere minutes. And the United States and Russia are locked in a race to field the most powerful nuclear submarine ever built. So who will win this underwater showdown? First, we'll look at the best nuclear submarine. We'll start with the undisputed king of the deep, the U.S. Navy's Ohio class. These bad boys are 175 meters long and displace 80,000 tons of water. They can make 30 knots and dive to depths of 900 meters. But their real claim to fame is their ballistic missile carrying capacity. Each Ohio-class submarine can launch 20 Trident II missiles, each with a range of over 11,000 kilometers. That means they can strike targets anywhere in the world, from virtually any point in the ocean. But the Ohio-class isn't the only player in town. Russia has its own top-of-the-line submarine, the Akula class, also known as the Shark. These submarines are slightly smaller than the Ohio class, but make up for it with their maneuverability and speed. The Aquila can reach speeds of up to 40 knots and dive to depths of 950 meters. They also have a sleeker shape which reduces their acoustic signature and makes them harder to detect. But their missile carrying capacity is a bit lacking compared to the Ohio class. Each Aquila can only fire 16 Balava missiles, which have a range of about half that of the Trident II. So if we're just looking at raw firepower, the Ohio class takes the cake. But the real test is what these submarines will be like in 2025. The U.S. Navy is currently in the process of replacing the Ohio class with the new Columbia class, which will feature many of the same characteristics as the Ohio class, but with a few key upgrades. For one, the Columbia class will have a larger missile payload, up to 24 missiles instead of 20. This means the U.S. will have more options for strategic deterrence and response. Additionally, the Columbia class will feature new and improved quieting technology, making them even stealthier than the Ohio class. What about the Russians? Well, they've got a bit of a different plan. Instead of building a whole new class of ballistic missile submarines, they're going to upgrade their existing Akula-class subs with new missiles and quieting technology. This will bring their firepower in line with the Columbia class and make them even more maneuverable and difficult to detect. So who will have the most powerful submarine in 2025? It's really too close to call. Both the Columbia and the upgraded Akula will be formidable weapons. It all depends on who can execute their upgrades more effectively. Next, let's look at the ranking of the nuclear submarine fleets. As of 2023, the United States has the largest and most powerful submarine fleet in the world. They have 14 ballistic missile submarines and 55 attack submarines. Russia comes in second with 9 ballistic missile submarines and 31 attack submarines. China is a distant third with only 6 ballistic missile submarines and 60 attack submarines. It's important to note the difference between SSBNs and SSNs. SSBNs are ballistic missile submarines which carry nuclear missiles that can be launched from underwater. SSGNs are guided missile submarines which carry Tomahawk missiles that can be launched from underwater. Both types of submarines are capable of supporting the same mission, but SSGNs are generally faster and more maneuverable. Speaking of which, what makes these submarines so stealthy? Well, it's a combination of factors. First, they have a sleek, smooth shape that reduces their acoustic signature or the amount of noise they produce while moving through the water. Second, they use advanced quieting technologies to absorb and reduce vibrations and sounds produced by the submarine's machinery. Finally, they have sophisticated control surfaces that allow them to make very slow, precise movements while submerged, making them extremely difficult to track and target. But don't forget about submarine warfare strategy. The best defense against enemy submarines is a good offense. Many modern navies are investing in unmanned underwater vehicles or UUVs that can be deployed to hunt down and destroy enemy submarines. Some UUVs are even equipped with torpedoes, giving them the ability to engage and destroy targets autonomously. Now let's take a closer look at the US Navy submarines and Russian Navy submarines. The US Navy has a total of 70 submarines, including 14 ballistic missile submarines and 56 attack submarines. The Navy's newest class of submarines, the Virginia class, are designed to be fast, quiet, and extremely versatile. They can perform a variety of missions, including intelligence gathering, surveillance, and the delivery of Tomahawk missiles. Russia, on the other hand, has a smaller submarine force with a total of 51 submarines, including 9 ballistic missile submarines and 31 attack submarines. Despite the smaller size, the Russian submarine force is still a formidable threat. Many of their submarines are equipped with the latest quieting technology and advanced weapons such as the Caliber cruise missile. So who has the stronger submarine fleet? Well, it's hard to say. The US has more submarines and more powerful ballistic missile submarines. But Russia's submarines are more advanced and difficult to detect. Finally, let's talk about submarine deterrence capability. These underwater titans aren't just for hunting down enemy ships and submarines. They're also a critical component of a nation's nuclear arsenal. Their ability to launch nuclear missiles from virtually anywhere in the ocean makes them an extremely potent deterrent against nuclear attacks. In fact, the entire concept of mutually assured destruction or MAD rests in part on the ability of ballistic missile submarines to survive a nuclear attack and retaliate. But the question remains, which country has the edge in submarine deterrence? Well, both the US and Russia have roughly the same number of ballistic missile submarines, 14 and 16 respectively. But the US has a significant advantage in terms of missile payload. Each of their submarines can carry up to 20 Trident, 2 missiles with a range of over 11,000 kilometers. Meanwhile, Russia's submarines can carry up to 16 Bulava missiles with a range of around 6,000 kilometers. However, Russia may soon have the edge in submarine deterrence. They're currently developing a new type of ballistic missile specifically for their submarine fleet. The new missile, known as the 9M730 Berevesnik, is said to have a range of over 20,000 kilometers and could potentially be launched from virtually anywhere on the planet. If the tests are successful, Russia will have a significant advantage in submarine-launched nuclear weapons. We can conclude that the United States and Russia are engaged in a close and constantly evolving submarine arms race. The US has a larger and more diverse submarine fleet with more advanced technology and quieting systems. However, Russia has a higher proportion of nuclear submarines and is developing new weapons and quieting systems that could give them the edge in terms of stealth and firepower. Only time will tell who will come out on top in this underwater showdown. Now, it's your turn. Which country do you think will have the most powerful nuclear submarine in 2025 and why? Sound off in the comments below. Also, be sure to check out our other videos on the latest developments in the world of submarines. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Did you know that some submarines use nuclear propulsion systems that allow them to stay underwater indefinitely? Click here to learn more about submarine propulsion systems and how they work. Or click here to see how submarine sonar tech is evolving in the 21st century.